Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my answers to the questions that you asked me. So I have questions from YouTube, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. So I am actually going to split this into two. That wasn't the original plan. It's just I have been editing it, and it is 25 minutes long, so I don't want to make it that long. So I'm going to split it into 2 days. The first half is today and part 2 is tomorrow. So I hope you're okay with that. So yeah, enjoy today's part 1, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. First one is from Megan Wally, and she says, if you could live anywhere other than Ireland, where would you choose? So this one is interesting because I am very into travel, and myself and Robert did a lot of traveling in 2013. We did briefly live in Australia for 1 month, but we had the wrong type of visa, so we came home. And we always used to say that we wanted to live in America. And basically we want to kind of live somewhere that is outdoorsy. Ireland, it rains a lot, so it's hard to plan things, so it would be lovely to live in a place where the weather is consistently nice and warm. It doesn't have to be hot, and there is lots of things for kids to do, because when we were growing up, we were outside like playing all these sort of like outdoor games and running and skipping and hopping and all those sorts of things. But now the way Ireland has gone, children don't really do that anymore. They're inside watching TV, on PlayStations, on Xboxes, all those sorts of things. So I don't really have an answer to where specifically I would want to move. I just kind of want to move where it's kind of like outdoorsy, active, where there is lots of stuff and activities for children and teenagers to do. As I said, we did live in Australia for a little while, and we always wanted to live in America, so it'll probably be somewhere along there. So question number 2 is from S. Widdis. She has a number of questions, so I'm just going to split them up. Her first one is, did you and Robert agree on a baby name right away, or was it difficult to find one you both liked? So we, at the start, Robert always said he wanted the name Emily, and I'm just not too fussed on that name. It's not one of my favorites, but he always brought it up all the time, like we should name her Emily, 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 we should name her Emily. All the time was going on about this, so in the end he was saying it to annoy me. And then we did have a number of names picked. So we had Abigail, and we had, oh gosh, my mind's gone blank. Abigail was definitely one of them, and I love the name Grace, but that's always also in Robert's family. And Abigail, the unfortunate thing about Abigail was that people will shorten it to Abby, and again, that's not one of my favorites. I'd love it just to be Abigail and that's the end of it, and we don't shorten it. But here, I don't know if it's the same where you live, everybody shortens names. So one day, literally about 2 weeks before I was due, we were coming out of the car park in the apartment block we were living, and in my brain, just like a light bulb, I went, what about Ava? And then he went, how do you spell that? And I said AVA. But there is an Irish spelling, which is A-B-H-A. But that was too like confusing. So I said AVA, and then he went, yeah, I like Ava. So in the end, we just picked Ava, and it was like that. And then we didn't actually tell anybody her name at all until probably about 3 days after she was born, because she was in the NICU. It was about 3 days since she was born that we actually told people. So that's how the name came about. And her next question is, have you ever been to Canada? If so, where did you visit? If not, would you like to? I'd love to go to Canada. I watch people's vlogs when they go to Canada, and also travel vlogs of Canada, and it looks amazing. One day I really would like to go there. Again, I'm not quite sure on the specifics of the areas and stuff, so I couldn't tell you there's one specific place I'd like to go, but it does look extremely beautiful country, and it would definitely be somewhere that will be on my list to visit. And then her last question is, what do you think are the top 3 must-see places if one were to visit Ireland? This is kind of tough. Everybody always goes to Dublin, and Dublin is definitely a good place to go. It is extremely expensive, as are most major cities in the world. But outside Dublin, there is so much for people to see and do. Definitely, my opinion would be to go to the west coast of Ireland. And there is now kind of like a road drive that's called the Atlantic Way, the Wild Atlantic Way, or something like this, I think it's called. And that seems to be really popular with tourists, and we visited County Mayo this summer, and it was beautiful. It was stunning. Definitely would be a place that I would go back again, or I would recommend for people to go and see. We also have been to County Clare, to the Cliffs of Moher. Again, beautiful, stunning. There's also so much in that area that you can do. And then down south, like Cork and Kerry and those sorts of places, again, the scenery down there is absolutely stunning, and there is so much to do and see. But if you are going to kind of just do Dublin, I would say Temple Bar at night time is a little bit rough, and the drink is pretty expensive, but there is a lot of crack, as we say. There is so much hype and atmosphere there, and there's lots of kind of like bars where they play Irish music and that sort of stuff. The Guinness factory have like a tour that you can do, and that is really, really good. And then also there is a number of like tour buses that go around. There's one that goes into the sea and stuff, so that looks like really good fun. And yeah, I mean, there's so many places to go and see. And then obviously you can go up to the north of Ireland, which is essentially the UK. You can go up there, and there's like Giant's Causeway and all sorts of stuff up there. The Titanic exhibitions up there. So there's so much to see and do in Ireland, so you definitely should come and visit us. Question number 3 is from Michelle Reeves, I think her name is. Sorry if I said that wrong, Michelle. But her question is, how do you find time to pump and wash bottles? And it is very time consuming with pumping, washing bottles, feeding Ava, washing bottles, looking after Ava, playing with Ava, putting Ava to sleep. There is not much time for much else, but you do get in a schedule of it. So what I do is basically I always have a couple of bottles pre-ready in the fridge. So that enables me just to feed Ava, play with her for 30 minutes or 30 minutes to an hour after her feed. She goes to bed, I then pump while she goes to bed, and that way there's always an hour gap between me pumping and Ava's feed. So it's every 3 hours or every 4 hour gap, and there's always that hour that I have. So it's not like me feeding Ava, put her down, me pump, like, and sometimes it is like that, but generally I have an hour between it. And then for as the washing bottles, if you've seen my products I've used 0 to 3 month video, which is up in the cards and down below, you'll see that I use 2 types of bottles. So I put extra bottle washing on for myself. So every day I do kind of like wash bottles and sterilize about 2 or 3 times a day. It is so quick now. We just take them all apart, rinse them, put them in our Toppy Tippy sterilizer, and put them in the microwave here, and then they're done. But yeah, it is a lot of effort, so it's just something that needed to be done, you know. That's how we chose to feed, and there's nothing we can do about it, and we just have to do it. So it would obviously be ideal if we could just breastfeed, but that didn't work out like that. So yeah, that's how we do it, Michelle. We just have to do it. So I hope that answers your question. Question number 4 is from Style Mom XO, and her question is, what is the best thing you love about being a mom? There are so many things that are great about being a mom. I will say that it is, your perception of being a mother and a parent is different to actually how it is in reality. You're kind of thinking when you're hoping and dreaming and wishing for a baby that, you know, everything's going to go smooth sailing, you know, you're going to be like, everything's just so smooth, and it's not necessarily like that all the time. Babies get fussy. Babies don't want to do what you want them to do. They don't keep to the schedule you want them to keep to. But I have to say, watching Ava grow up and develop mentally and physically, and smile, and now she's starting to laugh, and she's starting to roll over, and she's finding her feet, and you know, and just basically the smile that comes on her face when I go into her, when she wakes up or when she sees me, is just the stuff I love about it, you know, to know that that child depends on me and loves me so unconditionally, really makes your day. So while it's not what you envisaged when you were TTC or when you were pregnant, and there is obviously hard times, I really feel that the good times and watching your child grow up definitely outweighs the slightly bad side of motherhood.